What if I told you there was an ancient civilization you've probably never heard of? It was maybe even bigger than the Kingdom of Egypt. They had modern conveniences like air-conditioned homes, flush toilets, and even a big swimming pool. What if I told you they had their own written language that no one today can read?
Huh?
What if I told you that they loved unicorns? Curious yet? Stick around to learn all about the mysterious and strange world of the ancient Indus Valley Civilization. Almost everyone knows about the ancient Egyptian and Mesopotamian civilizations that sprung up near the rivers of the Fertile Crescent. But other great civilizations started around other rivers in various faraway places around the earth. One such place is the river valleys of modern-day India and Pakistan, including the Indus River, which flows from the Himalaya mountain range in the north to the Arabian Sea. A group of people in this area built some amazing cities and an entire civilization over 5,000 years ago. This is about the same time period that the pyramids of Egypt were being built. We refer to this civilization as the Indus Valley Civilization, or the Harappan Civilization, named after Harappa, the first site in the area excavated by archaeologists in modern times. This is considered by some as a cradle of civilization, even though they did not endure. In fact, the people that built and lived in these cities disappeared mysteriously from history, and we don't know for sure what happened to them or where they went. We'll talk about that mystery in a bit. The Indus River Plain is a huge area spread between modern-day Pakistan and western India. The many rivers in the area were the key to great farming and life in ancient times. The yearly monsoon storm season in the Himalayan mountains led to reliable flooding of the rivers, usually twice per year. This was great for growing crops to support large populations of people. The Harappan people grew wheat, rice, dates, vegetables, melons, and cotton, among other things. The cotton was especially good for trade in other places that didn't grow it. The people of the Indus Valley traded many things with other civilizations. They used metals from the mountains of Afghanistan, jade from China, and they traded goods with Mesopotamia. Getting to those faraway places would be really difficult by land, so many scholars think they used boats to sail down the rivers and across the Arabian Sea. Archaeologists haven't found any boats yet, so we don't know for sure. One way we know that they traded with Mesopotamia is that archaeologists have found Indus Valley seals when digging in Mesopotamia. These seals are thought to be like a sales tag. When a person from Indus Valley sold their goods in Mesopotamia, the goods were marked with a little seal to show who sold it. Many seals and seal molds have been found when digging in the ruins of the Indus Valley. These seals hold many secrets for researchers to discover. The markings on the seals appear to be a written language. No one has been able to translate it yet, even using computers to help. Most of the writing samples found are very short, like on the seals. This makes it difficult to understand the meaning. Also, no one alive speaks the language of the ancient Indus Valley, so we don't know what it sounded like. Also, none of the artifacts found have multiple languages on them, like the Rosetta Stone. The markings sort of look like hieroglyphics, but we don't know if they represent sounds or whole ideas. It's still a total mystery. What do you think their languages sounded like? The cities of the ancient Indus Valley are unlike anything else in the ancient world. They were first discovered in modern times when British soldiers found some bricks in the ground in modern-day Pakistan. Many of the bricks were used by local workers to build a railroad. The ancient city ruins weren't dug up until 50 years later. When they finally excavated these sites, what they found was amazing. The cities were laid out in a grid of homes and streets, almost like modern cities. These cities were planned out before they were built. Ancient Egyptian and Mesopotamian cities were not like this. Each home in the Indus Valley was built of bricks. Some bricks were fire-baked to make them stronger, and usually placed on the bottom of a structure. The rest were just sun-baked. These bricks were made in a way that they could hold and channel water. They were used to build large water and sewer channels. Many homes had their own well for water, and a flushing toilet to get rid of the waste. The health and cleanliness in the Indus Valley Civilization would have been much greater than anywhere else on the earth at this time. The bricks used to build the homes were all uniform, meaning they were the same size. These same-sized bricks are found in multiple sites across the area. This civilization probably had standardized weights and measures. This is sort of like how we use the same measurement for a gram or a meter anywhere in the world today. This was very advanced. The layout of the cities was even designed to catch incoming winds to blow cool air through the city on hot days. This is like an ancient form of air conditioning. Some of the Indus Valley cities have walls around the outside, which may have been for protection from invaders or to organize trade. The walls facing the river were fortified to keep floods out of the city. The biggest city found so far was called Mohenjo-Daro. That's a fun name to say. Mohenjo-Daro. It means mound of the dead men. Never mind, that's creepy. It was named this because some of the human remains found at the site were out in the streets as if they died suddenly. The city was built around 2500 BCE, making it one of the world's oldest major cities. It's estimated that about 40,000 people lived there at its peak. The city has an upper area, which was made by a mound of mud bricks, and it's called the Citadel. The Citadel had some large meeting halls, some big houses, and the Great Bath. The lower part of the city had many homes and streets laid out in a grid. It had an arena-type area and a granary for storing grain, we think. The Great Bath is like a swimming pool, but a little bit smaller. We aren't sure what it was used for. It could have been a public bathing area, a religious cleansing place, or perhaps just a community pool. Whatever it was, there's nothing like it in the ancient world. What the Indus Valley cities don't have is monumental structures like pyramids or ziggurats. They also didn't have any huge statues of their leaders or gods or temples that we can find. To make such amazing cities, the Harappan people of the Indus Valley must have had specialized skills. Many of them farmed for sure, but others were craftsmen that made bricks, carved seals, and made jewelry, and even people that worked with metals like bronze. Many artifacts have been found made of bronze, which is a special metal alloy made from tin and copper. Many civilizations during this time made bronze weapons, tools, and even ornaments like statues. This time period is sometimes referred to as the Bronze Age. One of the most famous artifacts found in Mohenjo-Daro is a bronze statue of a girl in a dance pose. She looks pretty confident. I bet she was a great dancer. They must have loved to dance more than fight, because archaeologists haven't found very many weapons in the ruins. Some think that this means the Harappan people were peaceful and not warriors, but we need more information to be sure. We are also not sure about their religion. Some of the seals and art we find show that they loved animals, and perhaps that was part of their religious beliefs. Much of their art even include mystical animals like unicorns. Unicorns are found on a ton of the seals that have been discovered, but sadly, no unicorn skeletal remains have been found at any of the sites. Wouldn't that be crazy and amazing? Either way, if they liked unicorns, they must have been cool. Sadly, after thousands of years of what seemed like a thriving civilization, the ancient Indus Valley people disappeared about 4,000 years ago. There are many theories about this. Some think they were killed by outside invaders from the northwest, but this theory doesn't have very much evidence. Others think maybe a disease spread among the people and wiped them out. The most popular theory is that a natural disaster forced the people to leave the area. It could have been a change in the monsoon pattern that dried up the river, or a massive saltwater flood from the rising sea that destroyed their farmland. Some think an earthquake changed the course of the river, so they had to leave their homes looking for water and food. Perhaps they left and migrated east to the Ganges River. If they did migrate, they must have assimilated with other people in those areas because their language and culture disappeared. Long after they left, other groups of people moved into the area of Indus Valley, like the Vedic people who followed Hinduism and wrote in Sanskrit. But the great cities of the Harappan people were never inhabited again. With so many mysteries, scientists and archaeologists are actively working on studying this area right now. Maybe in the next few years they'll decipher the language, or make new discoveries that tell us more about the ancient Indus Valley. It's fun to get curious and try to think of answers to these great questions. What do you think the Great Bath was for? Why do you think they loved unicorns so much? What do you think made the Harappan people disappear? Learning about history is all about asking interesting questions like this. We hope you enjoyed the video. Help us out by subscribing and hit the like button. As always, there are some links to additional learning resources down in the description, including pictures of Mohenjo-Daro. Thanks again for watching to the end. See you next time!